5. Onward and Toy Story. Onward is one of the newer films that's been added to the canon, having only been released in 2020, but wouldn't you know it, some fans believe it could be connected to the one that started it all. The movie Onward centers around two teenage elf brothers, the younger Ian and the eldest Barley, whose father tragically passed away before Ian was born. On Ian's 16th birthday, the boy's mother gives her sons a magical toolkit that can bring their father back for one day. But of course, shenanigans unfold and the boys must set out on a journey in order to be able to complete the magic spell. Now, the fan theory surrounding this one is actually more sad than evil, but hey. So for this theory to work, you also have to remember there is a pretty big fan theory that suggests Andy from Toy Story's dad is also dead. And so essentially, some fans believe that Onward is not actually its own story, but that it is a story that is imagined in the head of Andy to help him cope with the loss of his father. Meaning that Andy is trying to imagine a world where he could live in a magical universe and bring his dad back to life. I mean, just break my heart already. Coming in at number 4, Pixar Endgame. As we are all well aware at this point, the biggest theory of them all is the Pixar universe theory, which, just like any other universe theory, imagines that all the movies exist in the same world and that their characters and plots overlap and intertwine. So, based on this umbrella theory, there is a fan theory surrounding the conclusion or end goal for the characters of this universe, and that is a complete human apocalypse followed by running the world and ruling over humans forever. Sounds just like the cheery stories you remember watching as a kid, right? Essentially, this theory suggests that it's actually all the talking toys, inanimate objects, and talking animals that send humans away on the Axiom ship because they were all fed up with being treated like second-class citizens and being used by their human owners. Then, once the humans return to Earth with the help of WALL-E, a pseudo-supervillain uprising begins, forcing the humans to work for the toys and be treated just as they were for all those years. Now, this one is dark, but maybe the worst part about it is that if it were true, that would mean that WALL-E would have to be in on the plot, meaning that he would actually be luring humanity back, not to help regrow it, but to imprison it under a new dictatorship of malevolent toys. Which, yeah, is definitely darker than how I remember it. Coming in at number 3, Monstropolis isn't real. Once again, we have yet another sinister theory to add to the Monsters, Inc. franchise, and this one involves my favorite character, Boo, but it's definitely not my favorite theory. The theory starts off by saying that when you watch Monsters, Inc., Boo seems to be having a blast with her new monster friends, Sully and Mike. But the bad part comes in when they ask, what if Monstropolis wasn't a real place at all? What if the monsters aren't real? And what if the story of Monsters, Inc. is merely a warped trauma memory created by Boo to cope with being kidnapped? You see already why I hate this theory. Essentially, this theory states that when Boo returned from this adventure, her parents would have been worried sick, and the story they would have got is that she was taken in the night by some monsters who made her scream, and then proceeded to hang out in a strange city with said fuzzy giant and a one-eyed monster. So could it be that Sully was less of a friendly fuzzball and more of a